Hey everybody, coming up on this Tuesday edition of Now, we are back in Fryeburg for the search for the missing boater. It is now over.
We'll also talk about the strength of tasers and the potential potency they have after the death of a man in Belfast over the weekend.
Plus, would you use makeup on your face that you found in a dumpster?
Yeah, this is News Center Now.
I think anyone or any family member that goes through these situations would tell you that this is the last thing we expected to have to manage this summer.
The search is over. Wardens have recovered the body of a missing woman from the Saco River. Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Hill.
I'm Lee Goldberg. 38-year-old Jennifer Bousquet had been missing since Saturday afternoon, and wardens said they believe she fell into the river.
Chris Costa is live in Fryeburg tonight. And Chris, 4 days does seem daunting, but wardens say that's about average for a search like this.
Yeah, Lee and Amanda, that's right. That's what Corporal John McDonald told us earlier today. They say that the conditions of this river are the best they've been since the search began on Saturday. They hope that finding Jennifer will help bring the family some closure. It's a conflicting feeling for wardens when they find what they've been looking for.
I think when a diver makes a recovery, then, a lot of things go through their mind.
Divers found 38-year-old Jennifer Bousquet in the Saco River, about 400 feet from where she was last seen, about 8 feet underwater, not wearing a life jacket.
They do have a job to do. It doesn't mean it's not emotionally and physically draining.
The conditions on the river Tuesday were calmer than the previous 3 days. Weaker currents and lower water levels allowed wardens to search for Bousquet without being in danger themselves. During the search, they used underwater cameras mounted on long poles to look in areas that divers could not go safely.
Well, there had to be some methodical searching there and trying to eliminate areas as we went. And we're very thankful that we can do that for the family. I'm sure it's going to bring them some closure.
Wardens say Bousquet's body will likely be brought to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. They still do not know exactly how she fell in the river and what happened afterwards. They say now they'll focus on the other investigation, trying to determine how those 2 police officers who tried to rescue her ended up falling in the river themselves.
Now, Chris, it sounds like from what we know, those 2 officers were thrown into the water when the boat actually hit something. Is that right?
That's what Corporal John McDonald told us earlier today. Again, they're not sure exactly what it was, but the corporal told us he thought maybe it was the river bank or something along the shoreline. But they still they have the boat. They're going to do what they call an autopsy of the boat and try to determine whether it was some kind of mechanical failure, user error, or something else.
Okay, we also learned yesterday that Officer Dale Stout was released from the hospital. Do we have any more information on the other officer?
Yeah, Nathan Desjardins. The last we heard yesterday at the hospital was that Nathan was still in critical condition. We have not heard any update as of today. We did try to call Central Maine Medical Center. They told us that at the request of the family, they are not going to release any more information about Nathan at this time. Wardens told us in a press release after this search was over that Nathan was still in critical condition. But again, no official word from the hospital.
Chris, before we let you go, I mean, you've been there for the past 2 days. I can't imagine the emotion that the wardens and the officers, I mean, not only are they trying to find someone and doing their job, but at the same time, they've got, 2 of their colleagues and friends that are in the hospital. What an emotional, weekend it's been for those guys.
Lee, it certainly has. And just to be clear, we've had team coverage on this story. Christina Rex was here over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday. But I've been in contact with her. We've been kind of tackling this story from as many angles as we can. We did hear from the Fryeburg Police Chief, Joshua Potvin, the other day when we asked him, how do you feel now that one of your officers is out of the hospital? He said to us, I'm happy, but you can't really be happy in a situation like this knowing what's still going on. He said they're really thinking about Nathan at this time.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Live from Fryeburg. More from him, of course, later on throughout our newscast. Now, news of the injured Fryeburg officer certainly spread quickly throughout the entire law enforcement community, and maybe more than any other profession, those who work in public safety have this unbelievably tight bond that ties them all together, regardless of their location.
I mean, law enforcement tends to be a pretty fraternal bunch as it is. We want to protect our own. We like to protect our own. Doesn't matter if I know the other person wearing the badge or not. I think that he knows that I will be there for him or her, and vice versa. I know they'll be there for me or somebody else here if the need arises. I can envision when we had officers injured here. We've had an officer shot here in the not too distant past, and the outreach and the outpouring of support that we got not only from other law enforcement officers from Maine and elsewhere. So again, we all are we're praying for him.
And we'll actually hear more from Lieutenant Clark later on in the show about a different topic.
All right. Hey, much of the state saw the same cloudy skies, but a lot of people saw the sun today.
Yeah. You know, as a percentage, spatially, the state, probably about 80% of the state was sunny through most of today, and the other 20% was western and southern Maine. Now we're all clouding up with some showers moving in. Some of these showers and thunderstorms are pretty nasty back here across parts of New York State into Pennsylvania. This box here is a severe thunderstorm watch. The reason I'm showing you this is a couple of small scale or mesoscale computer models are bringing in a few of these thunderstorms into Maine later tonight. Chances are they won't be as fierce when they get here, but it's something to watch later as they may rumble on through when most of us are sleeping. In the meantime, we do cloud up through the rest of the overnight hours. Here are the showers and storms. Notice there's that line trying to drive through western Maine around 11 o'clock, and then to the coastline by the early morning hours. The stable marine air should do a decent number on it. However, just watch a couple of those stronger ones moving through. Wednesday is a better day than today for most of us. Temperatures respond into warmer conditions, and a couple of showers and thunderstorms pop up in the afternoon. Guys, this pattern is an active one, and you know that's code for a lot of chances of rain. So we'll talk about when we might shake this pattern in a few minutes.
All right. We don't like active.
Nope.
Thanks, you. Hey, police say they found Tiger Woods asleep at the wheel just before his arrest. They say his car wasn't moving, but he was pulled over with the car running. Officers charged him with driving under the influence, though the pro golfer didn't actually have any alcohol in his system. The police report says he scored a 0 O2 breathalyzer tests. Woods told police he had taken 4 different medications for several surgeries. Injuries to his knee and ankle forced him out of major golf championships in recent years.
Yeah, in a statement, Tiger said that he takes responsibility for what happened, but it wasn't intentional. He says, "What happened was an unexpected reaction to prescribed medications. I did not realize the mix of medications had affected me so strongly."
So if you have any questions about your medication, you should obviously reach out to your doctor or your pharmacist. In the meantime, AAA does have an online tool to help you. Just enter the different medications you are taking, and then the website will tell you if there are any potential complications or if there are any warnings about driving. It may not be just other prescriptions, by the way. Food can actually interact with the drugs you are taking. The website to check out is roadwiserx.com. Police say a substitute teacher is in trouble for having a sexual relationship with a student. Caribou Police sent News Center his picture late this afternoon. This is 22-year-old Colby Conroy of Woodland. Officers say he worked for RSU 39. The victim, they say, is 15 years old. Conroy is charged with gross sexual assault. He is out on bail and due in court in July.
A toddler was legally declared dead after she went missing more than 6 years ago. Ayla Reynolds disappeared from a house in Waterville in December of 2011. No charges were ever filed in the case. Ayla's mom, Tristan, asked the courts to have her daughter legally declared dead. Follow up now on a story out of Belfast over the weekend. A 71-year-old man died as a result of being shot by police with a stun gun.
Yeah, police were called to Dennis Ward's home after a domestic assault incident had been reported, and when they arrived, police say Ward fired a gun into the ground and then raised his weapon after being ordered to put it down, so police used a taser on him. Ward was taken to Waldo County General Hospital, where he later died.
So that incident got us thinking about tasers and how powerful they actually are. So we addressed that topic with Lieutenant Frank Clark, who is a certified taser instructor with the South Portland Police Department.
Tasers themselves are, there's only one option. It's on and off. When you deploy it, it deploys anywhere from 21 to 35 feet roughly. Tasers only operate at 21 thousandths of an amp, so it's a very small level of amperage, which makes it, relatively speaking, again, a relatively safe device.
But you don't have any device on here that says, okay, I'll turn it down because this is a 13-year-old, or I'll turn it up because this is an athlete, or there's no options on the power.
There's no options. You turn it on, you deploy it, you assess its effectiveness, and you go from there. You try to make a determination whether a second follow-up trigger pull may bring you to the level where you're going to be able to gain effective control of somebody, or you decide that's not working at all, I'm going to have to go to plan B. And there always has to be a plan B in our profession.
Now, according to a report from Ohio State University, it takes about 100 milliamps of electric shock to kill a person, but it only takes about 10 milliamps to send someone into shock. All right, parents, and I can absolutely relate to this. There are some kids out there who have an online shopping problem.
Yeah, Amazon's apps made it apparently too easy for kids to order things without their parents' permission. Now the online retailer has to pay up. The Federal Trade Commission says Amazon will send out refunds for more than $70 million in charges. When the FTC went after Amazon for the unauthorized purchases, Amazon disputed the claim, saying their parental controls were effective, but a judge ruled against Amazon. I just think, you know, and I'm not a parent, maybe you should watch your kids better.
I definitely agree. And sometimes, though, it is way too easy. I mean, if they make you put in a password or any type of something, then I actually think they're okay with it. But if it's as simple as click and then you buy it, you need to protect that.
We try to make it easier for ourselves, and we make it
harder. You
harder.
cannot always watch your kids 24/7. Trust me, I tried. All right, still ahead, there are people who are making out with steals on makeup.
Everything on this towel I found in one night. This is all Lancome stuff.
But it's from digging through a dumpster. Are these finds worth the dirty work? And is this actually legal? We'll verify when Now continues. Every year, hundreds of very, very smart kids travel to Washington, D.C. for the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Stepping up to the microphone and spelling your first word is definitely nerve-wracking. And one lucky speller from Maine will be the first to do it tomorrow. Naomi Zarin is from Gray, and she is speller number 1, O-N-E. She says she isn't exactly excited about being the first to go, but she has been studying up.
I've been studying online and also with my parents. I've been doing the official bees since 5th grade. Last year I got 2nd place in states. This is my first year at nationals. I've been preparing some by on the website. They have a study tool thing. That's for round 2. Mostly just I want to have fun and make friends. I'm trying not to stress myself out about the spelling part. I'll do what I can and see how far that takes me.
Good attitude to have.
And I'm now nervous for her.
I
So
know.
thanks for that. Naomi is an 8th grader at the Friends School of Portland.
And she isn't the only Mainer, oh, by the way, competing this week. Neil St. John from Bangor is speller number 142. He's an 8th grader at Bangor Christian School.
All right,
Good
now
luck
I'm
to
nervous
both.
for him too. Okay. Actor and humanitarian Patrick Dempsey back in his home state this weekend. Bates College awarded him with an honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters on Sunday. Senator Susan Collins also received an honorary degree. Dempsey founded a Center for Cancer, Hope, and Healing in Lewiston, where patients and families can receive resources to improve their quality of life. So now he's a TV doctor and an actual doctor.
He's just the best.
He's dreamy.
He is. McDreamy. Okay, the story we've all been waiting for still ahead. Would you dive into trash for free makeup? Apparently some people do. We'll explain and get your reactions.
And Keith can't make up this forecast. It's here when we continue.
Pop star Ariana Grande announced her concert to benefit the victims of the Manchester attack. 22 people were killed. Dozens were injured when a suicide bomber detonated an explosive outside of her concert venue last Monday.
Yeah, Grande took to her Twitter page today and shared this flyer for the One Love Manchester concert. All proceeds will benefit the victims and families that were affected by the attack. It's scheduled for June 4th in Manchester, but at a different venue. So far, Justin Bieber, Coldplay, Katy Perry, and a few others have signed up to perform at the benefit. Organizers say they expect to announce more acts in the days to come. Okay, everybody likes free stuff. Sure. I mean, free is fine, but would you be willing to dive into a dumpster to get it?
There's so much stuff in here, you guys.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little torn on this. Some makeup fanatics are willing to dig through the trash to get a steal. It's dumpster diving outside of beauty supply stores, and there are how-to videos all over YouTube. But are you allowed to actually dig through a store's trash? That's the big question.
Behind this Ulta Beauty in Arlington Highlands late Saturday night, a cop found 2 teen girls deep in the dumpster looking for beauty.
Hey guys.
They've been watching videos like this,
I don't know how much that's worth, but
where young women claim to find thousands of dollars in makeup tossed away in store trash.
Everything on this towel I found in one night. This is all Lancome stuff.
We couldn't help but peek inside and found only empty bottles and waste. Customers we met today say there's no way it would wind up on their faces.
I think it's kind of gross.
I think it's disgusting.
I don't think I would go that route.
Arlington police say the teens found only garbage, but they could have been ticketed for criminal trespass. Instead, they were given a warning. In a statement, Ulta Beauty spokesperson Karen May said, "We strongly discourage the unsafe and sometimes illegal practice of dumpster diving. Ulta Beauty, like other retailers, disposes of products for a reason. All products that are damaged, used, expired, or otherwise unsaleable or unsuitable for donation are disposed of. These products should never be retrieved or used."
I'm good. I can just buy it myself.
So yes, Ulta does discard makeup, but if you grab it, you could get a tainted product or a trespassing ticket.
Okay, so in Maine, you can get a ticket for trespassing on private property.
However, there is no law against public dumpster diving. According to the Portland Police, as long as the dumpster is in a public space and there are no signs that warn against trespassing, it's free to do.
Of course, though, if you are breaking and entering in any way, that is very much against the law.
So a lot of you have opinions about this story, and most of you are showing that you're all about the dumpster diving.
Yeah, Susan says she wouldn't do it, but she's not surprised teenagers are actually giving it a try.
Zola says, what's the problem? Nothing wrong with a little recycling.
And Kashmir says a lot of stores throw away perfectly good items. They throw away unsold products instead of donating them.
Then there's Erica, who is not behind this at all. She says, it's nuts, and you don't know where that stuff has been, so not so much on that one.
Oh, gosh.
Pink eye.
The pink eye one. That's a really good point there. Really good point.
Casey, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't think there's a real problem with it.
We apparently have offended Keith.
What's going on there, buddy? Oh.
Oh, no, he's going in the trash.
This is happening.
See?
And what is that?
I think it works out perfectly.
Find some really good stuff in there.
Yeah, this is actually high quality stuff.
Did you actually put that in the trash can?
What is going on?
I have serious
Was there food in there?
Here's the thing. I won't use somebody else's makeup in this newsroom.
I'm now interested.
But
never mind in a dumpster.
Okay.
All right.
We're getting the cue. Move on.
Not happy.
You put on more makeup. I'm gonna go check for food.
Yeah, no, there's no food in this newsroom. You know that. Come on. Bears in the newsroom now. All right, high temperatures today. This tells you a story. Look at Caribou. 70 degrees as opposed to 55 for a high in Portland. That's kind of how the state was divided. There was a bunch of sunshine over northern and down east Maine and really nothing over western and southern Maine. Now everybody's clouding up, showers starting to move in. I showed you before some nasty thunderstorms here moving across central New York State into Pennsylvania. Some of these, probably just a couple, will make their way into Maine later tonight in the form of at least thunderstorms, if not severe ones. So just watch those late tonight, early tomorrow morning. And our small scale model's trying to bring them in 11 o'clock towards Freiburg and then kind of falling apart as they move towards the coastline early tomorrow morning. A lot of factors working against big thunderstorms tonight, one of which being it's overnight, the other of which is that we have a lot of stable marine air that's currently in place. Typically those kind of squash those thunderstorms. Tomorrow we've got another upper level disturbance moving through, but I think tomorrow is a better day for a lot of the state. We see more spots of sunshine before, again, a chance for a rumble of thunder in the afternoon, early evening. And then Thursday is the most promising day of the work week. Temperatures responding to the low 70s in a lot of spots and really isolated showers. Overall, though, I don't love this pattern that we're in. I'm not talking just about this work week. I'm talking into the weekend and beyond. We're in a really kind of trophy pattern here. What you want to see is these warm colors pushing up and ridging up into the eastern seaboard and all the way into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's not happening. And that in general means we'll be in an unsettled pattern and we'll be in a pattern that promotes temperatures below average. Doesn't mean we won't sneak a couple of decent days in there, but it's not a pattern you want to be on large scale. So here are your rain chances through the week, guys. Again, I like Thursday. I think Friday's decent. We're doing our show from Old Orchard. We should be all right there. And then showers likely on Saturday morning, dry on Sunday, showers again on Monday. So you can see this pattern and how it's developing where we don't break into a stretch of prolonged nice weather. And we go back on Monday to very similar conditions to what we saw on Memorial Day. So we're not breaking through. We're not seeing, 75, 80 degrees. It's going to be a slow process, I think. Continues to be.
Come on.
I feel like I've been saying the same thing for a couple weeks, but
yeah.
So do we.
Anyway.
It is what it is.
Now continues in a moment.
All right. Today's brain drops. Have you ever been sleep deprived?
Are you kidding me?
Every day.
It's very common.
Since 1998 when my first child was born.
Kids, journalists. Okay, so they did a more recent study here in which they find that the brain is somewhat eating itself when it's sleep deprived. Now, it sounds a little bit worse than it is, but there are these cells in the brain that only work while you're sleeping. One's called microglial cell, and that ingests waste products from the brain, and the other is called an astrocyte, and that actually prunes the brain. What they found is when they kept mice awake for 5 days straight, which I'm not a fan of, but it's just part of the whole science here, these cells went into overdrive. So it started trimming different parts of the brain much more than mice that slept at a normal level. Now the question is this a good thing or a bad thing? It sounds bad, right? Eating the brain. But is there possibly a benefit to trimming these different parts of the brain on overdrive? They're still trying to figure that out. Now the other side of it is the part that gets rid of toxins, they know that that's bad to be in overdrive because it actually leads to some degenerative diseases within the brain. So in a way, this is a fancy study in a way to tell us something we already know, which is not getting sleep is very bad for you. And the amount makes a huge difference. Mice that were up for an extra day was one thing. 5 days, and they saw huge differences in their brain.
Hopefully you're not going 5 days without sleeping.
No,
not so much.
Explains a lot about Lee and his children.
But get some sleep.
Yes.
Get some sleep. All right. Not right now, though, because we need you to go watch News Center 5:30 because it starts